either with us or against us. You're either evil or you're good.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go wild.
I'm sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee. And, look, I look for...
Are you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
In 2002, elections were held in Iraq. And guess who got 100% of the votes? Saddam Hussein. Of course. No big surprise there. But nothing like that could ever happen in our country, right?
I think the American people are owed impeachment proceedings in the House of Representatives.
Those who criticize the Patriot Act must listen.
Year after year within this happy grove, our fellowship bends thee for a space.
A world where you only have choice on the surface, but in reality, you're a complete and total slave on a global plantation.
People need to understand this administration lied to the nation about 9/11.
I tried to warn the American people of the dangers that I saw emanating from this administration.
The war on terrorism is a thin cover for the war on dissent.
They'll swear up and down a bill is going to give you more freedom, and it's actually giving you a lot less.
So to all the tyrants today and all the tyrants back in history and the tyrants to come in the future, you will be defeated.
American dictatorship. What is an American dictatorship? Well, it's the system of power, the system of control, our real form of government in this country. The American dictatorship is the powerful global corporations that own and control the military-industrial complex, giving you false choices so you think that you have a decision to make in the 2004 election. But either way, a blue blood from the East Coast wins.
They're members of the same secret society, only 15 members each year, which admittedly was set up in 1832 to overthrow the U.S.
And we only have 800 living members of that organization, but you can count their members as 3 presidents, 8 CIA directors, many of the heads of the Fortune 500. And they work in concert together to bring you the unfolding police state, to bring you these criminal wars of aggression against sovereign, innocent nations. So we have these cousins who are members of the same secret society, who have sworn an oath to each other above all other oaths. And they admit, even in the mainstream media, but laugh and say, oh, it's no big deal, that these so-called leaders engage in bizarre occultic rituals. And it's so weird that the general public has trouble even interfacing with it. There's kind of a cognitive dissonance that we don't want to believe it. We cannot ignore it. It's right out in the open. I woke up one morning to learn that I had been attacked for an hour and a half on C-SPAN by Brian Lamb and some professor. And the professor gets up there and says, well, Mr. Jones claims he snuck into this place called Bohemian Grove, and Mr. Jones claims all these wild things. Look, I have the video. They admit I snuck in. It's been in the major newspapers on the West Coast, the San Francisco Chronicle, the newspaper there in Santa Rosa, the Press Democrat. And I snuck in, and here were our so-called Christian conservative leaders worshiping Moloch.
Year after year within this happy grove, our fellowship bends thee for a space. Thy malevolence which would pursue us here has lost its power under these friendly trees. So shall we burn thee once again this night, and in the flames that eat thine effigy, we shall read the sign, Sits on earth, sets us free.
The modern dictatorship relies on what is euphemistically called mind control. Many Americans have accepted mind control and simply call it spin or advertising. In March of 2004, on the 1-year anniversary of the beginning of Gulf War II, a local peace group based in Dallas, Texas, requested that I come and speak after Ralph Nader, the popular consumer advocate who also ran for president in 2000. But I said, I'll be glad to go and give a speech about the New World Order and hopefully wake up people on the supposed left. Because when you really get down to it, the left and right are controlled by the same people. I don't see that as really an accurate reality when you truly investigate the facts. We're talking about a dictatorship of the mind where the people are scared into absolute submission. Did you ever imagine that you would see the federal government up on television saying, well, the terrorists may want to disrupt our democratic process, so we're going to have to disrupt the democratic process. We may need to cancel or suspend the election if there's a threat or if there is a terrorist attack. But I thought the terrorists wanted to disrupt our elections, so why would you now try to disrupt the elections? How obvious, how transparent, how see-through is that? We never engage in a rush to judgment. We study things over time. And I said that I wasn't sure about Ralph Nader in earlier segments of this film, but now I'm even more sure, my friends, that he's a tool to give us the illusion of choice. Not only is one of his former top lawyers and campaign managers a Skull and Bones member, but now we learn that Mr. Nader's book was published by Fox Television, and he's been all over Fox promoting it. Now, again, I'm not saying that, oh, this is some plan to get Bush elected, because we know that Nader takes votes away from Kerry, but it's just an added level of this Byzantine, Machiavellian subterfuge that we should all be conscious of. How widespread is the occult? The answer is extremely widespread. Occultism in our society, and particularly in our government, at the highest levels of corporate America, is rampant. Eleanor Roosevelt admitted that she performed seances and tried to raise the dead at the White House. 60 years later, Hillary Clinton had her own seances attempting to contact Eleanor Roosevelt. Prime Minister Tony Blair and his wife practice the occult every morning. Tony Blair draws a circle and then conjures the spirit that he calls the light. He channels it and makes decisions according to what the spirit tells him. The Blairs' admitted occult activities are legion, and so was Adolf Hitler's well-known obsession with dark mysticism. Adolf Hitler belonged to the pre-Nazi death cult, the Thule Society, as well as the Thule Society. Both groups trace their lineage back to the Order of Death, founded in 1776 in Ingolstadt University in Bavaria, Germany. Then, of course, it spread to the U.S. with the founding of Skull and Bones. Finally, we learn that the Grove was only one chapter in a larger, worldwide secret society hell-bent on bringing in a one-world government. What would the people do if they knew that the majority of the leaders in the corporate world, as well as government, were deep occultists? This is the power of hidden in plain view, a favorite trick of Luciferians. Where did this dark thinking start? This black spirituality? The central thread goes back to ancient Egypt and Babylon with the mystery schools. They knew that knowledge is power, and so secret societies were formed to guard the secrets of medicine, architecture, government, agriculture. Secret societies are nothing more than the first intelligence agencies. Knowledge had to be guarded. But over time, elites abused their control of the knowledge and used it to dominate their populations. And these same sciences of control are being used today. That's why the elite today relishes secrecy. They know that it is the fount of their power. They seek to dumb down the population, not just to hoard their secret knowledge to make us even more mindless, more domesticated, like braying sheep to the slaughter. Their religion is the science of sophistry, the science of the con artist, the science of the despot, the dictator, the tyrant, the controller, the charlatan, the liar. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. They are parasites. They are anathema to free, dynamic human societies. Know your enemy. Stand up for love and life and family
and resist the New World Order and the Babylonian slave state our enemies are attempting to construct. I want to tell everybody out in TV land how they can come to the Grove, where their elected leaders, along with the big bankers and the heads of media, meet, along with some European royalty, every year to decide how to run the country. You can fly into San Francisco, or you can fly into Santa Rosa. You can even fly into Sacramento, and you just drive out to Highway 101. You take Highway 12 out west towards the coast. You get about 10 miles out from the coast, right outside the little town of Monterrey. And the town of Monterrey, off the main drag, you'll take the Bohemian Avenue. And it dead ends right here at the 2,700-acre Redwood Grove entrance, where your world leaders, among other things, set policy for much of the planet and dress up in black and red robes and worship